guys? So different view angle, whatever. I just don't feel like sitting down for this video. Anyways, I got two things I want to talk about in this video, and first thing I want to talk about, try to make this video as quick as possible. Shout out to Magical Mermaid. So on today's earlier video, Magical Mermaid left a comment, which I'll post right here, and basically gave, I don't know if this is a technical term that a lot of people use, but it's the first time I've ever heard this term, a phone lift. And so basically I want to touch base with the Moto G6 Play and the idea of a phone lift and why manufacturers are putting out more and more phones. And so let's kind of talk about why manufacturers are putting out a lot of phones. I said a lot of phones. The reason they're putting out a lot of phones is obviously because they cannot sell the Android operating system update. So if they had a device that was running 7.0 Nougat, now we have Oreo and we're about to fully release 9.0, which we don't know what the dessert name is going to be. I'm thinking Popsicle. That's just me. They cannot go and sell the operating system. They cannot, put the operating system together with the source codes from Android and then go and say, well, we have an update for the Moto E4 Plus or the Stylo 3 or whatever. They can't just do it. They can't go and sell it. One, they'll get sued by Google because Android's open source. As you guys know, if you go to XDA's website, you will see that there's developers on XDA's website that builds custom ROMs. They take the source files from Android and they put their own spin on it, the same as manufacturers do. Only they have a little different twist to theirs. But point being is that it cannot be sold. And if they try to, they'll get sued. So what's one way that a manufacturer can go and make money without having to sell software updates? Well, they can make a minimal changes, build a new hardware, and put it out there to be sold. Now, obviously, it takes money to build these devices, so they're going to have to make sure that they know for a fact they're going to make residuals back. So they're going to be able to break even with what they spent to make the phones, but then also profit from it. And that's why you don't see a lot of phones having minimal changes with the latest one to come out, but you will see it. So they will kind of target and see which ones are doing good. Like the Moto E4 Plus sold really good on Boost Mobile. Actually, it sold really good on Verizon, but that's just because you can get the Verizon version unlocked from, you guys know. Go check out Paul Tech's video. But the Verizon one sold really quick. Boost Mobile's one sold really good. And so, well, of course, Motorola's like, hey, that sold pretty good. Well, let's make, we're coming up with the G Series, the G Series, the 6th version of the G Series. Let me be specific. The 6th series of the G Series they're going to release. So they came out with the G6, but also they came out with the G6 Play. And now the G6 Play ended up going to Boost Mobile and also going to Verizon. And so with that, people will look at it and be like, okay, well, how much of a step up is it from the E4 Plus? Because those people that own the E4 Plus obviously like the E4 Plus, and if the G6 Play brings something major differently than the E4 Plus, people are going to go buy it. So it does have some minor changes, like the display size, the build quality, the version of Android it's running, but it's not anything major. If you think about it, if you want to compare phone lifts to phone upgrades, what would be the difference between the two? Phone lifts gives you a new hardware that has minimal changes to it or minimal upgrades from the previous one on said carrier, and upgrades would be considered something like a Galaxy S3 to a Galaxy S7. That is an upgrade. So you guys distinguish the difference. There's major, you have to have like a major change, something that is very noticeable, whether it's the amount of storage, the amount of RAM, camera sensor, fingerprint reader. You have to have a big gap in order for it to be considered an upgrade from a previous one. If it has minimal changes, if they both perform the same, if they both have just nearly the same thing, if the user experience is going to be nearly identical with just a few minor changes, then it's not considered an upgrade. It's a phone lift. New term. Shout out to Magical Mermaid for that one. So yeah, basically that's the thing with manufacturers. They know they can make money just by building a phone, slightly add new things to it, but still be very similar to the previous one for that carrier and put it out there and it sells. Because believe me, people will run out to buy a phone just because it has Oreo. Or they'll run out to buy a phone because it has an 18:9 aspect ratio, or has a fingerprint reader, or has front-facing flash. Like little minimal things can get consumers to go out and buy it. And so they know that. They prey upon that. We've allowed that to happen. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Now, the second part of my little vlog or rant today, if you guys want to say that, is some people are starting to compare YouTubers such as myself versus, guys like MKBHD or, the Mr. Mobile and all that. And so I just kind of want to break down this. One, I've never really heard any of those YouTubers have anything ill to say about any YouTuber that's like underground with the tech reviews. I've never heard them say anything about it. So I don't really believe there's any animosity from that side of YouTube. And then I know for myself, there's no animosity from my side towards that side of YouTube. I think both sides exist and create a balance. And I think that there's a reason why, like guys like Paul Tech, myself, John from Magic Tech Reviews, CV Tech, why we're getting subscribers, why we're getting views. Like there's a reason why. And that reason is that there's people, there's consumers who would rather take an opinion from someone they know is not influenced by sponsorship. Because that's really the major difference between like my channel and Techno Buffalo, right? Obviously, one of the things that's majorly different is that I don't have a camera crew or professional recording equipment and do these types of videos. No, I just point and shoot. But that's style-wise. The real thing is that what I talk about on like my tech vlogs and my weekly shows and what John Ranger talks about are not very different at all. The difference is the things that we cover and the fact that he is sponsored. He has a responsibility to his company, and his company makes money. And one of the ways it makes money is through sponsorships and partnerships with companies. And they pay him to do a review, and he does a review. But of course, yes, just like any company that is sponsored or is given a product and is paid to review it, you're going to have to follow guidelines. Which on the opposite side of that wall, which is the underground tech reviewers, we aren't sponsored or paid to do anything. So technically, a lot of our stuff is out of pocket, and a lot of what we do is our own real opinions about it. And so there are consumers who love to see videos from Techno Buffalo and see them review, like the OnePlus 6, but then go to someone like Tony Pazzo who reviewed the OnePlus 6. Well, yeah, OnePlus 6. I was going to say, why did I say that? But yeah, the OnePlus 6. We'll go check out his video, and they'll know what he's saying is not influenced by OnePlus. OnePlus didn't hand them a check and say, here's the check, here's the phone, make the review video. You can say this, this, and this, but you can't say this, this, and this. Like they know he's not influenced by anything. And that is a real thing that people want. There's a YouTuber who actually does these videos and says, can we trust Unbox Therapy? Can we trust iJustine? Can we trust MKBHD? Like, he talks about it, about how they make the videos and what they talk about and why, certain things that we find about a smartphone, why they didn't mention or didn't cover it in their review video. And yes, while some people will say it's like being a sellout, then again, they're a company and they make money that way. That's their livelihood, and they have a legitimate business established behind it. Whereas someone like me, I just come in front of the camera and make a video. I have no business behind this. This is not a business for me. This is fun. This is a hobby, if you can say, something I like to do. And it just so happens that there is an audience that's looking for something like this. And so that's what's great. I don't feel there's animosity between both sides unless I'm missing something completely and I'm completely oblivious to what's going on YouTube. I don't see any animosity between either side. And I think both sides need to exist for that very reason. You gotta have businesses, obviously, there. Because also, there's YouTubers who get found the same way. Grant S. just recently did a video on the HTC U12. And that phone was given to him by HTC to review before anyone else actually got to get it. Right now, it's like on what, pre-sales? And of course, he's on our side of the wall. He's building up from ground up. And can we trust what Grant says on it? I think so. I don't think there's really any PR campaign put behind it because obviously HTC knows, that he is not one of these major companies like Techno Buffalo or Phone Dog. They know about his channel, obviously, because they already have seen his channel. So they know that he likes to give honest, opinionated reviews, and they're okay with him giving one for the U12. So with those, I mean, really at the end of the day, it all boils down to this. There's no animosity between either side. Unless I'm missing something. So anyways, guys, thanks for checking out this rant video. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section of the video, as I like to read those things. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Aloha.